What's up, Fire family? It's Kiahonfire, and welcome back to Conan exiles Siptah. Today we're going to be looking into where you can get lots of the resources you got from the previous map on this map. Where do you get your Brimstone, where do you get your metal, and some things about the new ore. There's actually now gold ore on the map. As before, you had to get it from obsidian, but nowadays you actually get it from a rock that is coloured in gold. So we'll be having a look at some of these locations to show you where to get the things you need. So I'm going to start with Brimstone. Now, Brimstone on this map looks like this, and you can find them around outer vaults, or one very common place I found them is in the sands on the map I'm going to show you in a minute. But pretty much this is the new Brimstone, you can see. So you don't have that kind of rock anymore. So when you farm it, there you go, Brimstone. Pretty much, this is one of the best kind of passive places I've found for Brimstone so far on the map. So you have all these nodes throughout, you can see all the spiky pillars through this absolutely massive sand trench. Well, this is the most passive area, but the other one that is the alternative is the outer vaults, as I was saying earlier. There are 14 outer vaults on the map in total, so you're bound to have one near you. There's no way you don't, because they're absolutely everywhere. Pretty much this one, if you want the easy one, is in this location. You see this big sand strip, loads of brimstone along it. Now if we go to the other ones, now here's what I was talking about when I meant an elder vault, a massive door with blue text across it. There is always brimstone outside the elder vaults. It doesn't really matter which one you go to, you're bound to find a few nodes or two around it. So if you really want some, look out for these massive doors, and you should also be able to find some more brimstone. The one in particular I'm looking at right now is this one, the Volary of Jill. So this is one of them, but they are absolutely everywhere. If you don't know where they are on the map, have a look at this map and you can see all the different symbols, and then you can see where to go from there. My next material we'll be looking at is crystal, and there's actually a very different way to get crystal this time. One of the most efficient ways I've found so far is actually coming around things like lie shrines. Now lie shrines are these structures faced around the middle of the map, and you can get it also in the middle as well if you like. Pretty much what you're looking for is these tiny little black dots here. You know what this is? These are speckles of crystal that you can just freely pick up from the land below you. This is a really good way to get crystal nowadays, so you can just go ahead and pick from it. There's absolutely loads of it, as you can see, with the many black speckles. So all around the lie shrines, each and every lie shrine, you can find loads and loads of crystal. And this is quite a good way to get some crystal, especially early on. If you don't want to get in too much trouble, you can just grab crystal from here and enjoy yourself throughout the game. And for exact reference of where I am right now, I'm at the lie shrine of the demon, but each and every one, like I was saying, does the same thing, and you can get crystal on the outsides as well as the middle. Now on to my second location for crystal. This is actually one that is probably by far the best one I found so far, and I mean the best. If you look out on all of the rims of these, you're going to see something that looks like ice, but it's not quite just ice on its own. And it's a good place to come because you've got these kinds of imps that aren't too hard to take down. So you can farm pretty safely around here without worrying too much. But you're going to see these. They look like ice, but they are actually crystal. And you see all of these little nodes, even these tiny little ones that look like pebbles. Some of them you need to mine, some of them you can pick up. So some of these little lumps are just lumps of it. Some of them, of course, mine. So see all the way up here, lots and lots of crystal. If you want to find this location, it's on the actual bottom at the refuge of the gremlins. Just farm around there. It's really easy to see on the map actually because it has this massive kind of bowl structure to it. So if you need to do crystal farming, I definitely recommend this area. Now coming to my next location. This location is really good for bark. As you can see, there are many dry trees in the area. You can also get a lot of brimstone here as well, like the other cut in the other area. Tons of brimstone. Check out this area if you want lots of bark. Another good place for bark is in the middle of the map, because in the middle of the map, on each of the roadways out of it, you can see tons of bark by the exit. So you have several exit ways, and they all have these dry trees. So you can get tons of branches, tons of bark, and it's a really actual good area to go. And I don't recommend though, if you come here during the storm, do not come here for farming because there'll be plenty of monsters. Only come here when it's kind of like these conditions, when you see there's nothing too vicious going on. Now we're moving on to my next location, which is for gold. Now this is what I was talking about earlier by gold rocks. There is these in the game now. This is one of the locations I found some of them in, However, they are quite variously scattered throughout the map. This is just one of them I wanted to show you, just in case you couldn't find them and wanted somewhere to go for it. So here is this. You get a pick, pretty much, and then you just go and farm it. And you can see it gave me goldstone, and that's what it does. It gives you that. So you get a little bit of it on my rates at the moment, so just a little smidge. But if you have higher rates, of course, you get a little bit more. But it's pretty nice just to have rocks to get the actual gold out of. So if you want this location, it's right here in the corner of the map. Gold ore, right there, just above the actual harbour of the drowned Elder Vault. So you can find it there on that little mountain. Now in regards to iron ore is very scattered in this map I found so far. There isn't really massive deposits of it. It's like randomly scattered between the rocks. But this is a pretty good one I found so far. But mostly you'll find things like one or two between the rocks or against a cliff or something like that. And that will be it. Another area I found that's pretty good for the iron is by the middle pillar as well. On some of the land there's mesas of rocks. And that can have a lot of metal ore in it. That could be pretty good. So this current location I'm in, if you want this kind of metal area, right up here in this nice little tucked away position. Quite near this area, which is nice, but in this area as well, so you have quite good access in your map. So it is quite a good location because you're in between everything. And again, lots and lots of iron in this one. Now the next place you'll probably be looking for is places to get exotic meat. In this new map we have a new different type of rhino. If you go out on the plains you can actually find a lot of these herd types. So you can find the elk king, that will also give you exotic flesh. And these rhinos and elephants. But literally all on the borders of the plain around the pillar you will find these kinds of things. So if you need exotic meat, you want to eat that roasted haunch, these are the places to come. The one in particular I'm at right now is right here nearest the life shrine of the demon, so just in this kind of little area. But like I said, all on the outside, just around kind of the life shrines and before the life shrines, you can find lots of these creatures to get your exotic meat. My next resource to talk about is aloe and where to find it. Now one of the best places I've found for actually gathering aloe is the new equivalent to the Noob River, which is this kind of area. It's a really calm place, not really much to bother you, but there's tons and tons of aloe here, so it's a really good spot to come and gather it. As you can see, as we're flying through here, absolutely tons just through this strip. So the biome's pretty easy to sort out, and it's a massive biome, so of course lots and lots of aloe throughout it that you can farm up, because healing is going to be very important on this map. If you're wondering where this is, it is along here, all the way along this kind of area. You will get lots and lots of aloe, I promise you that. And that's pretty much all the kind of special different places you'll need to look at for the main resources. If you're looking for things like wood and stone, it's pretty much everywhere on the map, I'm not going to lie. We're pretty well supplied. The new flotsam set, which is equivalent to the sandstone, is well, you don't really need the sandstone anymore because you have all of the wood to build with instead now. So there's loads of it on each and every surface really. The only place that doesn't have loads and loads of trees is probably the middle part, but I wouldn't recommend building there anyway unless you are looking for trouble really. But apart from that, that is pretty much where to find all the different resources and some of the more partial and important resources. But anyway, thank you for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!